Hey, what's up? It's Jake from the Wildlife, and we got tagged to answer 8 questions by Cook Goes Hunting, a friend of ours, channel that we follow and have for a while. It's this 8 questions that's been circulating through our YouTube community, and finally we got tagged to answer these questions. Ryder told me that he wants to run this interview, so take it away, Ryder. My most memorable trip. Well, there's a lot of trips that come to mind, but if I had to pick one trip, the last time that me and Cora went to the Smoky Mountains, we went to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. We went with one of our very, very good friends, one of our best friends, and on this trip we explored so much of that area, the natural area, and got away from the touristy part of it, which was awesome. One of the coolest things about that trip, I saw one of the biggest black bears I've ever seen, the biggest black bear I've ever seen in person. And I actually hiked up part of this hill, up the mountain part of the way to it. And it was away from other people. No one else knew that we were up there, so it was really cool. I got really close, too close, closer than I would suggest anybody gets to a wild bear or any bear. But Cora and our friend, they stayed down at a safe distance. I went on closer to get pictures, and I just kind of sat down. Then it started raining on us, like right as I kind of settled down with this bear, and I just kind of slowly worked my way into where this bear was. I didn't touch it or anything that close, but I got within a pretty close distance and just kind of knelt down, and the bear kind of came up, smelled a little bit in my area, and just looked at me and just sat down right there too, and just looked right in my eyes. I mean, we just locked eyes and just sat there, and the bear just sat down like this, just kind of hunched down, was totally fine with me being there, didn't even care. But man, for me, coming from Indiana, there's not bears around here. Being able to experience that was just awesome. I mean, it's so cool. I'd much rather social camp, big time. We camp with a lot of our friends during the camping season, and just even if it's not my friends, just my family, my son.
Knife, Daddy.
My favorite knife? My favorite knife would be the one that I carry right here in it has a little clip on it. A friend from work, actually, he got this for me for Christmas. And it's a Schrade, which it's not like a super expensive knife or anything, but it's not bad. I keep a good edge on it, and it's easy to open. It's held up really well. You can tell I use a lot. It's got mud packed into it.
Dad, read a picture, Daddy.
Oh, you want Reed to ask a question? Okay, we'll let him do a couple. Wood stoves are definitely, I don't really carry a stove. I mean, when we're camping, we use like a propane stove or the fire rings. But if I'm out on my own and doing things, and I had to have something with me to carry, like on a long hike or something like that, wood stove would definitely be the best, because you can find your own fuel, your own wood source somewhere. If I'm camping or like actually out hiking or something, it would be just a Bic lighter. They last forever. They're super lightweight. Throw a handful of them in a drawer in your glove box, or just have it in your pack, a couple of them. They'll last for a long, long time. I think that's the most practical, but if it's like a survival situation, or if you are doing backpacking and you're working on your survival skills, I think you should practice the skill of primitive fire making with just sticks, basically. But it's always awesome to have this little dude here. But I also don't like to use fire starters and things like that, though, when I am camping, because, and like our friends and stuff always give me crap, like, man, here, just throw this on it. And it's like, yeah, I get that, it's quicker, but if you never practice the skill of fire building, I know this isn't primitive at all, but even if you do primitive fire making, and if you don't know how to build that fire correctly, even if you have this lighter, it could take you forever to start a fire if you don't know how to build it right. The next time you go to do a bow fire or a friction fire or whatever, when you have that little ember, you have to immediately baby that into a fire, or it will go out and it's gone. And if it's any kind of wind or wet, any bad circumstances that's happening, elements or whatever, while you're doing it, if you don't have the skill to build that fire, take that ember from that stage to a big fire, then everything else is lost. It's lost cause. Don't really have a bug out bag, but what I do have that I use more than anything is actually what you've seen me use. It's my bucket backpack, and this is my fishing bucket essentially, but you could use this for literally anything. This is actually, I've made my own out of these, just out of a bucket and an old backpack, but this is actually from Peregrine. It's called like a Peregrine adventure bucket or action bucket or something. It's just a 5-gallon bucket that has a sealable lid with a padded swivel seat, which is really nice. And then it's got pockets all over it. And right now it holds all my fishing stuff, but I have a foldable net there. I made this handle on top of it so I can carry it like that if I want. But then it also has a padded backpack part on the back of it. Super comfortable to carry, awesome. You can carry all kinds of stuff in this. If I was going to go on a backpacking trip or like something, have a bug out bag set up with stuff that I could just take off if we had to leave right then and there, this is what I would put it in. This is my favorite way to carry tackle or any other kind of stuff. The most important part of my kit, that's hard to narrow down. It depends on what I'm doing really, but if I was like out in a hunting situation for a number of days, or if I was out on a backpacking thing or a survival situation, a good knife is very important. But to me, I think your most important part of anyone's kit is right here. Your brain, your mindset. If you were in a survival situation or something like that, and you're not in the right mindset, it doesn't matter how many skills you have. It doesn't matter what supplies you have. If you really had to survive, if you're not in it up here, if your mindset is not right, then you're not going to survive. Started to learn from my father, and then he taught us all kinds of stuff growing up. He was in the Army. Taught us how to shoot, taught us how to fish, how to clean fish, how to clean game. And then as we got older, we kind of branched off on our own, me and my brothers, and kind of did our own thing also. And actually, when I was 18 years old, my father passed away, had a heart attack. And around that time, I think I was 16 or 17, when me and Cora started dating in high school. And I started to meet her father, my father-in-law at this point, and he saw that I had an interest in, but he got me into that flint knapping and making my own stone points and making tools out of stone. And he saw I had kind of an interest in the outdoors and all that kind of stuff, and he used to be into that a lot himself. And he started getting me into it also, and opened a whole new world of that stuff to me that I didn't even realize. Hey, I totally forgot to tag some other channels to answer these questions also. So I'm going to tag 3 channels. One is Malachi T, and I'm also going to tag his brother. His channel is called We All Love the Outdoors. They both have their own channels, and they watch our videos and we watch theirs. So I'm going to challenge you guys. I'm going to tag you to answer these 8 questions. And I'll put the questions in the description, and I'll put the links to these guys' channels in the description also. The other channel that I'm going to tag in this is Good Times Outdoors. This is the channel we've watched since they started, pretty much since they began doing YouTube at all, and we've stuck with them through the whole time. It's another family, and their name says it all. They have good times in the outdoors. I really like watching their channel, and they follow us as well. But we're gonna tag you guys to answer these 8 questions also. Right, Reed? What do you say? Yeah, Reed says that you guys are tagged, so you have to answer all these questions. Thanks, Cook, for tagging us in these questions. Hopefully we answered them pretty well. Thanks everybody for watching and subscribing. The channel is growing. We just hit 600 subs. I'm having a blast making these videos, and we're going to keep on doing it. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time.